Bhakti Vedanta Swami.
Namaste Saraswati Devi
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone. We will now start the program with prayer and Arti, and we will do the Kirtan during the Arti. But, Hare Krishna.
Nitya
Everyone can speak on. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Bahir Nrisimha, Hridaye Nrisimha, Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapade. Avakara Kamalavare Nakamadhuta Shringa Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavagita Narari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Hare Krishna. I'm so happy to be with you once again. And today I want to speak about spiritual lessons from Material World Since announced here. But before I will speak, I'm praying to my spiritual master and to Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnu Padaya Srimati Bhakti Prabhava Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Prachayani Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Taskachai Yasatani Om Jnana Timarandasya Chanamsana Salakaya Sakshunritam Yena Tasmai Shigavena Hare Krishna. So, to become God conscious or Krishna conscious, it requires purification of the heart. That purification of the heart means getting rid of lust, anger, greed, madness, illusion from the heart, but also to change our behavior, to learn how to behave as a spirit soul and not as the body. And therefore, we must learn spiritual lessons. We learn spiritual lessons from Krishna's words in Bhagavad Gita. We can take spiritual lessons from the education we receive from our spiritual master, who speaks out of experience. He has done it, we can explain it, how to do it. But we can also take the help of observing material nature. And so I want to speak about experience of a great sage, a liberated sage. We know that Krishna appeared in the Yadu dynasty, that's the Yadus, and that dynasty comes from King Yadu. And King Yadu, one time, observed in his kingdom a liberated person. How did he know that what's a liberated person? When you read Bhagavad Gita, you will know, because Krishna asked that question 2 times. In the 2nd chapter, he asked Krishna, what are the symptoms of a Sthita Muni, one who is situated on the spiritual platform? And in the 14th chapter, he asked the same question, a little different. He says, say Krishna, what are the symptoms of one who has transcended the material modes of nature? And Krishna gives a whole list of symptoms. You can read it in Bhagavad Gita. So he saw this person was liberated. But this person was Dattatreya. But then Dattatreya started to explain to King Yadu how he became liberated. That story of this liberated person and King Yadu we find in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, also known as the Bhagavad Purana, the Purana centered around Bhagavan. So Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita directly. That is his words. But Srimad Bhagavatam is about Krishna. And Krishna instructs also there Uddhava in the 11th canto. And he tells him this story of Dattatreya, this liberated person, how this liberated person learned spiritual lessons from nature, the material world. But before we come to that, I want to tell you a story that you see that lady here, young lady, very young, thinking about life. We may also have such moments in our lives that we come at a junction in our life and think a little deeply. What's the purpose of my life? I see so many people dying. I see so many people striving for so-called happiness, for wealth, and for nice relationships. But they all get frustrated, they get the opposite. What's going on here? Question mark. So that we may come to such a point, and we want to search out, is there a better alternative? And yes, then this is from the Christian Bible. You say, seek and you shall find. Knock at the door. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Of course, that depends what you are looking for. When we are sincerely seeking spiritual understanding, we will start to find it everywhere. But we must sincerely seek. On the other hand, nice music, Okay, thank you. It's a bit of a distraction. So, I was saying, when we are sincerely seeking spiritual understanding, then we will start to find it. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a text here, a Sanskrit said, Pasyan api na pashyati. It's Sanskrit from a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, which says, although they are seeing, they do not see. So we don't want to have this. We want to see really what's going on. To learn, we want to learn what the universe is teaching us. Or more correctly, what Krishna is teaching us through the universe. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam here, we find the story of Dattatreya, and we find that in Canto 11 of the Bhagavatam, the Uddhava Gita, chapter 7 to 9. Dattatreya, he was traveling a lot, walking around barefoot, and he learned valuable lessons about life. He learned from the sun, he learned from the moon, he learned from insects like the moth, and he learned from the honeybee, they became all his gurus. That does not mean that you don't need a guru. that's a misunderstanding. But it's helpful to see and observe the world and find spiritual principles to be applied in our life, in nature. So by studying these lessons of Dattatreya here, we can learn the art of gaining wisdom from anything in this world, practically. So that is what I want to show you with this presentation. We will be a little interactive, because I want you to participate. So we will first study these lessons of Dattatreya from nature. And there are many lessons. Today we will look at part 1, and tomorrow in Ottawa part 2. 2 parts. But there are 3 parts. Anyway, if we can do 2 parts, it will already be good. And we want to understand how these lessons we can learn from nature, how they are relevant to our lives, practical. So practically we will speak about things we see every day and meditate on it from another perspective. It will help us to become a thoughtful observer and share our experiences. Now first I want to present you some of the gurus of Dattatreya. Meet the gurus. So let's start. So we see here the universe. We see the sun, the moon, the earth. We see water. We see different animals. So Dattatreya learned from the universe, from the natural elements, from the animals. Now, we will look at some of these gurus together. But I will also invite you to share with me your own reflections. That we will meditate on some of these gurus. Because we are all individuals, it may speak differently to us. We can learn from each other. But we will also hear the spiritual principles that Dattatreya learned from it. So we can learn from each other by sharing perspectives. And hopefully, after this presentation, we will be inspired to be more thoughtful in our observation of this world, and learn some valuable lessons for it, for spiritual practice, so that we can navigate our spiritual life in the right direction and make spiritual advancement and develop all these qualities, which are spiritual qualities, which are required to take up spiritual life. Like for the chanting of the holy name, Lochitanga said, Trinata Pisa Nechana, Tavora Pisa, Amana, Nadana, Kirtan&Class. You must be tolerant, you must be humble, not asking any honor for ourselves. These are all spiritual qualities we have developed. Nadana, Najan, Nasundarim, Kavdavashi, Isakami. Lord Chaitanya said, I do not want wealth, no attachment to wealth or women, opposite sex, no attachment to followers, no, that they are all attitudes and qualities that, so yes, now let's look at the scientific method. Let's talk about observation. The scientific method begins with observation. Scientists observe to the material world and try to understand how it works by observation. So the knowledge, the Sanskrit word Veda means knowledge. That the scientific knowledge helps us to figure out how this world works, so that we can advance, like in the field of medicine, technology, agriculture, so that we can live better in the world. At least that's a good thought. But the Vedic knowledge focuses on spiritual advancement. Spiritual advancement, so that we can transcend the world. That's different. But both principles involve observation. Observation, yes. So in Sanskrit, the practice of observing and analyzing, that is called Sankhya. Sankhya Yoga. You heard about Sankhya Yoga. That's analyzing, observing. For example, when Srila Prabhupada would come in Mayapur and he would ask in the Gurukul, the boy Gurukul, he would ask, who is the most intelligent person, student here? And all the boys pointed to one boy. And Prabhupada asked him, show me your head. And he went like this. And show me your knee. Show me your eyes. And he went like that. And at the end Prabhupada said, this is all yours. Show me now yourself. That's all yours. Where are you? And the boy was confused. But that is Sankhya. That's analyzing. And we see also the most classical Sankhya verse from Bhagavad Gita is Deinosmin Chatade Kamram Chavnam Chara Tata Tehantara Praptir Tiyastatranuyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such change. So we see the body changes, but we are not changers. We must tolerate all these changes. And that tolerating is a quality we need to develop. We have to become dhira, tolerating. So that is Krishna's example of Sankhya Yoga in Bhagavad Gita. And now, so Krishna, he speaks to Uddhav in the 11th canto. Uddhav is a good friend of Krishna. Uddhav looks a bit like Krishna also. He's a great devotee. And he gives him these instructions. These instructions in the 11th canto, they are meant for the sages of Badarikashram, because Krishna is going to leave the world, disappear. And these sages of Badarika in Himalayas, they wanted the association of Krishna, but Krishna could not go. Too late. But he gave a message to Uddhav and said, you bring them this message. And this is part of this message. And so Krishna said to Uddhav, generally those human beings who can expertly analyze the actual situation of the material world are able to raise themselves beyond the inauspicious life of gross material gratification. An intelligent person, expert in perceiving the world around him and in applying sound logic, can achieve real benefit to his own intelligence. This does sometimes one acts as one's own instructing spiritual master. So that's what Krishna says. So what we're presenting is based on these words of Krishna. So now here, this is the earth. What can we learn from the earth? You have the word. What can we learn from the earth? What would you learn from the earth? Yeah.
Tolerance.
Tolerance, that's one thing. Is that always we should learn from the earth? Tolerance, something else?
Giving.
This?
Giving.
Giving. Yes. The earth gives vegetables, so many things. Yeah. The earth gives and tolerates.
Acceptance.
Acceptance, what do you mean with that? Acceptance.
Service.
Service. In what sense?
Earth is material energy of God, and it's in the service of God and Jiva Atmas
Okay.
to sustain us. So it's the service of earth.
It's Bhumi's service to the living entities. Good. Yes?
Surrender to Krishna.
Surrender to Krishna, in what sense?
Surrendering all life. We depend on Krishna, give service, Harinam, Sankirtan, everything to him.
Okay. She uses everything she has in the service of Krishna, and that is surrender. Thank you. Good. Let's see what Dattatreya says. Before we come to that, so the trees that grow on the earth are also symbols. No, first of all, the earth is a symbol of tolerance. That's what Dattatreya learned. People walk on the earth, dig into the earth, extract oil and minerals, plow it and fertilize it, and throw all kinds of waste products on it, explode bombs on it, soak it with blood during wars. Yet the earth continues to provide a solid foundation for our existence. It provides food for our sustenance. So we have these 2 points, tolerance and giving despite everything. So we have here, this is what Dattatreya learned. A sober person, even when harassed by other living entities, should understand that his aggressors are acting helplessly under the control of God, and thus he should never be distracted from progress on his own path. This rule I've learned from the earth. So that means someone does something to us, and we think we are the victim. Someone does something to us, but we are not a victim. It's a reaction of our own karma. And you have two choices. You tolerate, then you act spiritually, tolerate, or you think, it's unfair, I'm going to do something, I'm going to get him. Okay, you can do that, but you get again karmic reactions. You will get reactions later, you become entangled. It's very important to understand in our lives. Better to accept it and say, thank you. Thank you for bringing me this reaction. I'm such a bad person. In my past I've done all this nonsense, and now I've paid for it. It's finished. That's a different attitude. Very important in our lives. Acting spiritually or materially. Up to us. But that is what Dattatreya learned. And now, we go to the next slide. What do we see here? Tree. And beneath the trees? What are they doing there?
Trees provide shelter.
Shelter, shade in the summer. So what can we learn from the tree? What would you learn from the tree? Tolerance again, yes.
Rooted.
Please?
It's rooted.
It's deep-rooted, yeah.
Giving.
Giving. It gives shelter to these cows in the summer. And in the winter it's warm under the tree. That's interesting. In the summer it's cool and in winter it's warm under the tree. And the tree gives oxygen. May give fruits that and people and if someone uproots the tree, the tree does not complain, or someone may carves a sign in it, tolerance. And any other thing? Okay. Let's see what Dattatreya learned from it. The trees that grown on earth are symbols of tolerance. It is said that if one wants to be successful in meditation, then one should be more tolerant on a tree. Trees stand out in the scorching sun, in the rain, the storm, in the storms, the snow, and they never complain. People tie ropes around them, hammer signs onto them, break branches of them. And what does the tree do? They go on giving to everyone. Trees provide fruits and flowers and shade and oxygen. They provide habitats for so many animals. Even if a person cuts the tree down, it goes on benefiting the person by supplying wood for building of fuel. Trees are so dedicated. Whatever you do to them, they go on blessing you. Therefore, Dattatreya says, as the disciple of the tree, one should learn to dedicate oneself to others. Srimad Bhagavatam. That's here, the text. Yeah. Good. This is Krishna and Balaram. They were walking to the forest in Vrindavan with their friends, and they openly expressed their appreciation for the trees. So he says, "Oh friends, just see these greatly fortunate trees whose lives are completely dedicated to the benefit of others, even while tolerating the wind, rain, heat and snow. They protect us from these elements. Good. Let's now do an exercise that I want you all to, just for a few moments, to think. You don't have to share it, but write down 2 situations in your life where you could have been more tolerant or more dedicated and to doing good for others, following the example of the earth and the tree. Just think about it for a moment. What could I have done different? So that's a requirement for one who makes spiritual advancement. One must be ready to improve oneself. Not thinking I'm already such a good person. No, we are not so good persons. Why? How can we see that we are not so good persons? Because we have a material body. If you have a material body, that comes because we have been envious of Krishna. So that's your sign that we are not so good. We have a material body. That's important to consider. Anyway, it's a reflection. Let's continue. So, what do we see here? Water. Now, if we meditate on the qualities of water, what can we learn from water?
Cleansing.
Cleansing, yes, cleansing. And what else?
Takes any shape.
It takes any shape, yeah.
Water supports life everywhere.
Supports life everywhere. Good.
Satisfying everyone.
Please.
Satisfying everyone.
Satisfying our thirst, yeah. But, good. Something else?
Yeah.
Dynamism.
Please.
Dynamism.
Yeah, it's very dynamic. Water always flowing. That, okay, let we see what. Please. Yeah. Okay, let's see what Dattatreya learned from it. You can think of a river, a lake, the sprinkler in your garden, the water in your shower or your kitchen sink, whatever. So what can we learn from it, the lessons? That we will see now what Dattatreya learned from it. A saintly person is just like water, because he's free from all contamination. Gentle by nature, and by speaking creates a beautiful vibration like that of flowing water. Just by seeing or touching or hearing a saintly person, the living entity is purified, just as one is cleansed by contact with pure water. But that's a very important instruction. Saintly persons, sadhus, those who are already pure in heart, they are like water. If we associate with them, we will become affected and be purified just by being in their association. That is what Dattatreya learned here. That's water. Now, what do we see here? Fire. So what are the qualities of fire? What can we learn from fire?
Warmth. Takes away the darkness.
Yes, it gives light in the darkness.
Warmth.
Please?
Warmth.
Warmth?
Warmth. Warm. Keeps us warm.
Heat.
Warm, yeah, warm. What gives heat? heat and light, and
Resilience?
resilience, yes. It also purifies, right?
Purifying.
Yeah, we use also fire for purification.
No discrimination and purity.
No discrimination and purity. The fire will burn, whether a child of an adult. No, it will burn, no discrimination. But, yes. Mhm. So, Dr. learned something quite different. That's, you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. Dr. says, fire is like my mind. A controlled fire like cooking fire or campfire is beautiful and helpful, but when it gets too big and spreads out of control, it can burn your house down and destroy a whole forest. Similarly, by controlling my mind, I can focus and accomplish a lot, but if I let it go all over the place, it will drag me into useless or even destructive things. So that's one lesson. But still, Dr. Treyal learned something different. Fire is sometimes hidden under ashes and sometimes visible. In the same way, exalted souls sometimes conceal their greatness and appear like ordinary people. Other times, for the spiritual benefit of others, they may accept the honorable position of spiritual master and burn to ashes the karmic reactions of their disciples by accepting their service. That is a problem if my body is not connected. That, okay.
That's good.
Yeah, good. That, so that's interesting. That's also in Bhagavad Gita that devotional service is like fire and it burns all reactions. Or in other words, following the instructions of the spiritual master. Burns all reactions to our sinful activities. This is in the fourth. It's good to understand this properly, because how these reactions are burned if we do service for the spiritual master, because it's that what Dattatreya has learned, that he learned that this service following the instructions of the spiritual master is like fire. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Videpanapadna Pariprasana Sevya Upadekshantitesham Kamnastat Padakshana. One should take shelter of the spiritual master and inquire from him, serve him with humility. The first thing. Service to the spiritual master means following his instructions. If you follow the instructions of the spiritual master, what's the result? You start to see in this world how everything is connected with Krishna. That, because it's his energy. Our Krishna is the super soul in everyone, our Krishna is all pervading. And you start to see Krishna everywhere, because you become purified. And then Krishna compares it as as being on a boat. Apsatas, Pabhyus, Havivyo, Papakitamas, Avankana, Plavani, Vachnam, Santarishyasi. You are on the boat of transcendental knowledge. And when you are on this boat by service to the spiritual master, what's going to happen? Yadaidam Sushanidoknir, Pasmasakrotarana, Shakhnani, Sarvakarmani, Pasmasakrote Tata. As the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to material activities. That's what happens. It's like fire, this service to the spiritual master. Sometimes we think, I take initiation from the spiritual master, and the spiritual master is so kind to take all my reactions. And I say, thank you, Maharaj. I will come to you when I need you again. Thank you for taking these reactions. It's not so that it works. Initiation means following the instructions of the spiritual master. And if you follow the instructions, then these reactions will be burned. Krishna is pleased. And how are you? How is this burned? How is this purified in the heart? That's we sing. Chakudana dilote chana chana pashan. Divya gyan vete pokashito. Divya gyan, this realized knowledge, manifests in the heart when we serve the spiritual master. It manifests in the heart. How does that happen? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham sattayuktam vacham vedapokam dadami buddhyam tam yenam upayanti. If you serve me with a little love, Krishna says, I give you this realization to the heart. And what is that realization? Tesham evanakampatam amakyane shamtama nasujamatma bhavastu gani dipena pashvata. With the jnana dipena, with the touch of knowledge, I'm going into the heart and burn away this ignorance, these anarthas, and so on. But Krishna says that I give you this realization to the heart if you serve me with a little love. The problem is we don't even have a little love. But if we serve the spiritual master and following his instruction and have a good sadhana and so on, Krishna accepts it as a little love, and he purifies our heart. And then all these reactions are gone. So it's not automatically with a fire sacrifice and everything is gone. No, this is a system. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That's what Narottam Das Thakur says. Divyagan rite pokasito. To the heart it becomes. It's happening in the heart. And it's like fire. And that is what it explains here. Yeah. Good. Let's go further. What do we see here? That air or wind. The wind may blow over a field of flowers and pick up a sweet fragrance, or it may pass over a garbage dump and pick up a nasty odor. But the air is not actually affected by either. It is not chemically changed by the aromas it carries, nor does it slow down to enjoy the flowers or speed up to get away from the garbage. It is totally unaffected by the circumstances that it passes. So in life we are facing pleasing and displeasing circumstances. If we are attached to nice material things, we will also be repelled by nasty material things, and our minds will be constantly disturbed, accepting this, rejecting that, always looking for something better. We don't need to play this game. That we don't need to be affected by material things at all. After all, we are souls, and the soul is not touched by anything material. The secret is to rise above the circumstances of our lives so we can remain peaceful and satisfied in any situation. And that we should remind ourselves of that. We should remind ourselves, I'm a soul, I'm eternal, a transcendental being. Of course, this may be theoretical for most of us at the moment, but we can come to this platform by connecting with the Supreme Spirit, Krishna, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. When Krishna is pleased with our sincere efforts to reach out to Him in this way, He lifts us up to the transcendental platform of spiritual realization. And then, like the wind, we can move through the world without attachment. That's what we can learn from the wind. And now, what is this? This is ether, space in a vacuum. What can we learn from ether? Akash. Yeah, space does not mean just absence of things. It's an element that in Sanskrit it's called Akash. It's very subtle, ether. Like 200 years ago, the scientists didn't know that it exists, but then later they found out, oh, that's where the radio signals are going to space ether. So even more than the air, the ether is completely unaffected whatever happens. The difference in air pressure may cause a hurricane or a tornado, which agitate the mind, but the space to which the tornado passes is completely unaffected, the space. Another thing about ether is it's all-pervading, it's everywhere. That everything that exists in space. When one breaks through the Earth's atmosphere, there is still space, outer space. And all the planets are floating in space. So Dattatreya, he realized the existence of God is all-pervading. That's what he... And what does Krishna say about that in Bhagavad Gita? He speaks about understanding as a mighty wind blows everywhere, rest always in the sky, all created beings rest in me, Krishna says. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I'm not in them. So, I try to give you a little glimpse of the power of observation by paying attention to the world around us and by sincerely seeking spiritual wisdom in everything we observe. Even ordinary, everyday things, we can gain valuable spiritual insights. We've looked at some of the lessons that can be learned: earth, water, fire, air, space, and in the next session, tomorrow in Ottawa, we will hear about other aspects of the universe. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Otherwise, we can do Kirtan for 10 minutes and then we go for the prasad. Yes?
Thank you. So there was this verse from Bhagavatam that Krishna was telling Arjuna about how we should observe and try to learn some lesson from material nature that this whole presentation is about. But at the same time, it seems that the danger is from someone who's untrained to maybe derive some other conclusions. So what to do about this?
Yeah, so that we said before, this observing of material nature, Krishna reciprocates with what you desire. But if you desire to be sincere, sincere in making spiritual advancement and to find the real absolute truth, Krishna will help you and give you insights from within by your observation. But it depends on our sincerity. But at the same time, we need also the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. He directs you very expertly. But this is a supporting method that you can also learn from material nature. And by studying these teachings here between Uddhav, Krishna teaching Uddhav, Krishna is the Supreme Spiritual Master, and he tells this story. And we can learn from these examples of Dattatreya and keep them in our heart and try to practice them. Does that help? Good. Thank you very much. Yes.
Maharaj, I have a question regarding tolerance. Sometimes we have seen in history and in our own lives, when we're trying to be tolerant, people trying to take advantage and try to rule over it. So, in what context we should take the tolerance? Because looking at the history, rulers rule over the other countries, and so if you can put some more light on the tolerance.
Now, Muni instructed the serpent not to bite anyone. And of course, the serpent started to complain to Narada Muni. I'm now very tolerant, but these children are throwing stones to me. I get so much misery that I have to tolerate. That there's nothing I can do. And Narada Muni said to the serpent, you should, if they do that, you show your hoods like you are going to bite, but don't bite. But, so it's not that we have to let walk over us. That's not what we have to learn from this. But we need to be humble and tolerant. But don't lose our common sense.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
It's not my music, but it's nice. So I would like to add my humble opinion on the tolerance and the sincerity you are talking about. And Krishna talk about the sincerity. What is the number one reason that we could not have 100% sincerity or 100% tolerance?
Yeah. Yes.
And what I feel is the number one reason is happiness and finding the happiness in the wrong place. What we are doing is we are searching happiness in the material world. Somehow even the bhaktas, they feel like that there is a happiness here in this world, and I have not received it yet, but someday, somehow, I will gonna get some happiness from here. And that is the root cause of all the intolerance and all the non-sincerity. Because we are not searching the happiness in the right direction, because we are part and parcel of Sachidanand, Anand, and Anand is in Krishna. But somehow we search Anand here in the material world, and at the back of our mind or in our subconscious mind there is a little impediment there. That impediment is, oh, there is some happiness here. I have not received it, but someday I am going to receive the happiness in this world. And this is the one cause, finding the happiness in the wrong place, that is causing a lot of problems.
It's not the final cause. There are 5 causes of illusion. They are explained in the Bhagavatam to Lord Brahma, and also in the 11th canto in other terms. First, you forget Krishna. Because you forget Krishna, you identify with the body. And because you identify with the body, you think this is mine for my enjoyment. And that's the cause why you are searching happiness in the wrong place. And what's the cause? Suffering and fear of death at the end. So the real cause is forgetting Krishna.
Yes.
Envy of Krishna.
Yes.
That's the deeper cause. And these are anarthas. And these anarthas prevent us. This identification with the body is caused by anarthas. Anarthas are what's the symptom of that we have anarthas? We act out of raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. We act because I like this, I don't like that, in the body conception. And that's why we are searching in the wrong place. That if we do not understand that we are in illusion, by seeking in the wrong place, that's a problem. And
May I
that's
say one more
influence. Yes.
Only a strong person can be tolerant. If a weak person shows tolerance, it will be a cowardice. He won't be able to defend himself, he won't be able to defend the people with whom he lives. So the Krishna teaches us that the person who is strong, who's and united and full of virtues, so first thing is we should have strength. From the strength comes the tolerance. And because tolerance is a very much misunderstood word in these days, in particular in our social life, in our history, our civilization, we have been, seen the downfall, all because of tolerance and understood in the wrong context. Krishna teaches to be brave, to fight, and then be tolerant when being strong.
That's the beginning of spiritual life. Vegam, Anasakota Vegam, Shiva Vegam, Dharapasta Vegam, Eta Vegam, Sofisa Eta Dira. That one has to tolerate the urges, the mind, the intelligence, the senses, and so on. And when one can tolerate, like you say, we become a hero. These are the real heroes.
Yeah.
And that is what Krishna says to Arjuna. Arjuna, you have these strong arms, very good. But if you want to really a hero, you have to control your mind. And that begins with tolerance. So that's very rightful what you are saying. Thank you very much. A good point. Something else?
Maharaj,
Yes?
controlling the senses requires determination.
Yeah.
From where does the determination come?
That is what this determination different. You need to associate with those who have determination and observe their lives. That determination comes especially from hearing. Hearing and understand the need, the need for spiritual advancement. And this determination, as I give you a few examples of that hearing. Ajamil had this near-death experience, and he heard this conversation between the Yamadutas and the Vishnudutas, right? And this conversation is going on, and by hearing them, he understood how sinful his life was. And by hearing that, and by having this experience of seeing these Vishnudutas, he had three advantages. His life was prolonged, because normally he had to die. His life was prolonged. The second thing, he saw these Vishnudutas. He could never forget them. They were like Krishna. And the third was determination. By hearing that, he came to the point that, no, I never do this again. Finished. I don't want it anymore. And that's just by hearing and understanding about the sinful life of the dead ghost. So that is required to get determination. We can learn in three ways, Srila Prabhupada says. Third class, second class, first class. First class is you hear stealing is bad and you stop stealing. That's first class. Second class is you are hearing that stealing is bad, but you have still the inclination. But then you see someone arrested and say, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. Third class is that you see, you hear, it's bad, you see someone arrested, and you will not stop stealing until you are arrested. That's a third class. So the first class learning is hearing. And from that hearing, we become inspired. I want to become like these devotees. I want to give this suffering. Queen Kunti, it was Devahuti to Lord Kapila said, I'm sick of this, to be a servant of these senses. I'm sick of these uncontrolled senses. I don't want it anymore. Not the determination we need. I don't want it anymore. But if we don't hear sufficiently, we don't learn. We don't have the determination. And determination is easier to maintain in association of devotees that who are determined. My Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he said many times that to one little stick easy to break, but many sticks together difficult to break. So if you are in association with those who are determined, it's more easy to maintain your determination. And devotees are our shelter in this determination. And it's important that Utsaya Nisaya Daryat. Utsaya means yes, being enthusiastic. Nisaya Daryat, being have determination and patience. Patience is going together. It doesn't happen overnight that we are going to get completely purified. It's a process that takes time, and therefore we need determination to maintain and the patience to go through it. And finally, Krishna will help you. And sometimes it seems, because I know I'm 30 years going to the process, that sometimes it seems like hope against hope. But still, you remain determined. Krishna testing you, and you will come to it without any problem. But we have to here stay in association with devotees. If you hear, you know why you should be determined in devotional service. Because there is no other solution. There is no other solution. The material world gives you only frustration. If you want a real constant happiness, we have to purify our heart. And we have to go to it. Is that how? Then something else? Good. Then we can have a few minutes kirtan and then the present. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sasha Srimati Divine Grace of Vaishnavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Srila Prabhupada is community founder Acharya Ki Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parapakacharya Satarasat Shishimat Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Sri Guru Parampara Ki Sri Sanatan Sri Bhadranath Sri Kapala Bhatta Dasaragunath Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Acharya Swami Haridas Thakur Ki Premsko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Ji Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopnath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Gai Govardhan Ki Sri Vrindavanam Ki Sri Navadvip Mayapodam Ki Ganga Maya Yaman Maya Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Sri Gauranitai Ki Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Ki Guru Maharaj Ki Sri Gaura Premanande All the Assembly Devotees, all the Assembly Devotees, all the Assembly Devotees, all Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all close to Srila Prabhupada.